It all started with this video. What we didn't know back then, loot sharing would become known to be the most broken mechanic in the game, but let's tell the full story and start at the beginning. Fucking finally.
Oh man.
So till this day, no one thought you could pull off loot sharing Scathas consistently, and especially not with more than 2 players. So we gathered some of our most determined Scatha farmers with only one mission: understanding the loot share mechanic and mastering the consistency. Our first test was instantly a shock to everyone involved. But see yourself.
Come on! Fuck it.
Yeah, loot assist. Sure.
You both got it, alright.
So triple loot sharing was possible. However, we were to find out that this wasn't consistent at all, and we apparently just got lucky on our first try. Naturally, we wanted to see if we could get loot share to work with even more than 3 players. So we tried to get a 4th player.
Hey, I'm Stu, and I'm a Scatha Pro.
Alright, I'm gonna kill it.
Loot share.
I did not get Lucia.
I did. Don't get it. Creeper?
And we also made some unexpected friends.
Wait, who's this? Jorge.
Kill him! We eat him!
One of us already had some experience with loot sharing in the past and discovered that it works better when all players stand inside of the Scatha while killing it. So we tried to get that to work. However, we realized that coordinating 5 players is a disaster, and being able to see the Scatha inside 4 other players is not really possible. Another one of us had an idea: invisibility potions. Yes. We also took off our armor, so the only thing left to see was our names, since magic find wasn't our biggest concern right now.
I want to splash you with my juice.
What?
Alright.
Said and done. We tried it again and again, and it was way easier. However, we were not able to pull off loot share with more than 3 people, so we doomed it impossible for the time being. After countless tries of loot sharing, one of the 20 people who gathered in the voice chat to witness this crazy potential meta shift had an idea. What if loot sharing was bugged so that the 30×30 radius that the player usually has to stand in for loot share to work was only set to 1 or possibly 0 for Scathas? We tried to do some research, but we couldn't really get an answer. This arises the question: are Scathas even intended to be loot shared? Who knows, probably not even Hypixel themselves. This meant that the killer's position was completely irrelevant, and only the persons who want to loot share have to stand inside the Scatha. We had a few different approaches, but in the end decided to go with this approach.
Not. Because for some reason, Hypixel
Do we
is really
do the
bad.
setup?
1, 2, 3.
Alright, there's
Stand-
the orb. Stand
Okay.
at the orb.
Yeah,
I will
yeah.
kill it when it arrives.
You have to walk into us a little.
Can it come
Walk
back,
into
please?
Us, walk into us. Walk
No,
into us.
it's fine, it's fine. Why is it 6 HP? Why? Guys, it had 6 HP.
So this is how it works. The 2 people who loot share will hit the Scatha to 1 HP. Ferocity couldn't mess with this, so we decided to disable that Jerry Candy effect and only hit the Scatha with our hand to avoid messing it up. Then the killer sets up a block for the other 2 players to stand at, waiting for the Scatha to pass through them and killing it.
I got loot share.
Said and done, and we instantly had success. It worked. Every time. We immediately tried to get it to work with more than 3 players, but we never got it to work. So we had to accept the sad truth: it only worked with 3 players, but it worked, and it worked consistently as well. But what we haven't told you yet is that only the magic find of the person who killed the Scatha accounts, since every player would get a loot share Scatha pet if the killer also dropped the pet, which really makes this whole thing insanely broken.
Oh Mann. Ich kann nicht mehr. Oh man. Now that we told you the story behind this, let me explain you why this is crazy. First of all, you get 3 times the amount of Scatha spawns, roughly. That is because 3 people dig a tunnel. If all players have the E-Man 9 perk unlocked, you can easily get to like 35 Scatha spawns an hour. And you also get the looting bonus, or the bobbin time bonus, plus Nutcracker bonus. which makes a killer easily reach 500 effective magic find with decent setup. If you plug in these numbers into a calculator and use the current price from when we are recording this video, you can get to around 140 million coins times 3. Now if you take this one step further and say you reach 40 spawns an hour, which is also doable if all 3 persons run the EMA9 perk, you can get around 160 million coins per hour. That is the expected average. Dropping a Scatha pet, you obviously will not hit exactly 160 million coins an hour, but if you were to do this for 1000 hours, you on average should make around 160 million coins per hour. This is not even a maxed setup now, so if you go for a max setup during Diana and Jerry, you can also reach up to 190 million coins per hour per person, aka almost 600 million coins per hour. So this could potentially result in more than 150 million coins an hour, but for 3 people at once. And only one of those players is required an expensive setup. The other persons can just run Nutcracker armor and a Tarantula pet. So let's cover the exact way how we get loot shit to work consistently and the best equipment to use additional to your normal Scatha setup. We covered the basic Scatha mining setup in our previous video. We will link it in the top right corner right now. So additional to that, you dig 3 tunnels because you have 3 players right next to each other on the floor. Whenever one of you spawns a Scatha, you either share the coordinates in chat or optimally you're in the voice call together.
Yeah!
Everyone runs towards the Scatha. The 2 persons who don't kill will be called buffers from now on, and the person who kills is going to be called killer. So the buffers wear Nutcracker armor. They disable their Jerry Candy effect and don't eat the Velocity Cake and start hitting the Scatha with their hand till 1 HP. It's important not to use a weapon with Fire Spec, Venomous or any sort of damage over time enchantment. After the Scatha is on 1 HP, both players should run to 1 block. The killer should set up an orb or something to show, so both buffers run there, throw out their rods if the killer uses bobbin time, otherwise just stand still. The buffers use Tarantula Pet to provide additional magic find for the killer. In the meantime, the killer has Dagobah Tunnel in the side, stands 1 block up and waits for the Scatha to pass through the 2 players and hits at the exact time it passes through them. Since all of this looks very sketchy and not intended, we will file a bug report, which is probably already being sent at the time of this video releasing, because we don't feel like this is an intended mechanic and it's too broken. Thank you for your understanding.
Slither.
Oh! I killed the Scatha!